Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
This episode of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience best events in town, all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat. SeatGeek has it all, from exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is your boy Darion, and I am back with episode 69, episode 56 on the audio version of it. But it's your boy Darion of the Darion Hopkins Show. I am here to give y'all a lot of action-packed stuff that's going on this show today, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure before y'all come in, make sure y'all come on there, hit the like button, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, all over from Twitter, TikTok, you name it, we got it all over here, man. So we are definitely in the building, and I have my co-host with me here, Mr. Mac himself. Happy holiday, bro. Happy weekend, man. Congratulations to your son winning a football game on Friday. How's it been, man?
It was good. It was a great weekend. Went to PA, hung out in PA for a couple days. Got back this morning.
Oh, you was in my state. What part of PA you was in?
Littlestown. Right, literally right on the edge of the PA Maryland line.
Oh, I could dig it. But yeah, it was 4-day weekend. It was a 4-day weekend for me. Did a little bit of college football over the weekend. Did college football last night. NFL week is this week. Thursday night coming up. The draft tonight. So it's a lot of things going on around the sports world. Shannon Sharp and Stephen A came on this morning on First Take. I thought that was pretty interesting to see. Any sports you watched over the weekend, bro? Like what outside of watching your son play?
Thursday I hit that 16-bet parlay. I sent that in the group chat.
See.
Oh no, that was Tuesday. My bad. That was Tuesday.
Oh, that was okay. That was Tuesday that you sent that. I'm like, so you recently just sent one? That I was like, okay, I didn't see it, but we got a few topics here today. Talk about NFL player awards. You know, the week is coming up. Winners and losers of college football. Julio Herrera is being arrested for the Dodgers pitcher. CM Punk getting fired from AEW, which is a long story of that nature. Chris Jones and how the Kansas City Chiefs is going to pan out with him. And I know Mac probably don't have no trivia today, but if he does, it's a surprise. It's fine by me. If he doesn't, it's cool. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't be expecting it because I know you a hard working man, and you know I go back to work tomorrow for everything. But like I said, man, make sure y'all follow us on all social medias, man. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch. We live on all those social medias there. And make sure y'all go to SeatGeek.com and use the promo code DHopkins and get $20 off your first purchase and stuff of that nature. But we're going to get into the NFL, get right into it, man. Get right into the NFL and these player awards. And, you know, they got their favorites, you know, for Rookie of the Year, rookies of the year for offense and defense. And then you have your offensive player of the year and your defensive player of the year, and then you have your MVP. Then we got some other topics in NFL about the what was it? Oh, the seven players who should get big contract extensions during the 2023 regular season. We have a lot to talk about today, y'all, especially in college football. College football was definitely ecstatic, and I hope him come up on here because I want to give him the smoke of he's saying that LSU was going to beat Florida State last night. I want to give him the smoke on that because that was just disrespectful.
That's what it was. So I made $300 yesterday. I bet on Colorado. I bet against Jackson State. I bet on Ohio State and a couple smaller schools. I bet on for upsets, and I won.
See, it was a couple upsets. What was the upsets that you picked? I would like to see.
I ain't gonna lie, I won like 8 bets yesterday, and then turned around. Right, I cashed out on one of my bets, and I sat there like in PA. You guys got the casino on the app, so I was sitting there playing blackjack. I turned $300 into $600.
Hey, see. we got the casino games up there.
$5 hands, just playing $5 hands.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with that. You definitely can't go wrong with that. But I know it was a lot of upsets. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of upsets. That I thought those teams was going to win, and they end up not winning. So screw y'all. That's how I see it. Screw y'all. A few games I got wrong, a few games I got right.
Okay, you ready? This was the parlay, right?
Okay.
So I bet on Kentucky, Iowa, Fresno State, SMU. I bet Colorado. I bet Tennessee, Templeton, Wisconsin, Washington, Ohio State, California, Houston, and then Penn State.
Okay.
All of them hit.
Of course you got to go with my Tennessee Vols, man. That's my squad. You got to go against Virginia. You know.
But I'll tell you what. The other one that I hit Virginia Tech, Tulane, BYU, UCLA, Rutgers, and then the Florida A&M.
So you didn't touch the LSU and Florida State game. You really touched that.
Nah, I really because I would have went LSU anyway.
And the way they got their ass handed to them yesterday. They got their ass handed to them by Florida State, but I
mean, for me, it was just like it really didn't add value to any of my other parlays. So it was like if I like things that I'm starting on, and I talk to other people that are big into college, and that they, you know what I mean, they do their own little upset thing. So I go off of what they tell me, and I go off of the record.
Okay, say no more. All right. So I want to get into these player awards because I know I really want to do our Thursday night predictions until Wednesday because I know we don't have a show on Thursday. So I really wanted to wait to do those predictions until the Wednesday show. But I wanted to get into a preview of since the season is literally a couple days away, and the kickoff is officially Sunday. I wanted to get into some NFL player awards with Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and their MVP. Now, they started off with Offensive Player of the Year, and these are the favorites that they have for Offensive Player of the Year. They have wide receiver Jamar Chase at plus 1100. They have the Minnesota Vikings Justin Jefferson at plus 1300. San Francisco 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey at plus 1500. Cleveland Browns Nick Chubb at plus 1700. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill at plus two. I think it's 2,000 if I'm not mistaken, and Chicago Bears Justin Fields at plus 2,000. But they said that's the favorites. But for Offensive Player of the Year, what's your quick thoughts on that?
It'll be Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes
for Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Because one of them got to win MVP, and one of them probably won't win Offensive Player of the Year.
No, neither one of them win MVP. Lamar Jackson won an MVP this year. I put money on it. I put money on it already.
Listen, we gonna get to this list. We're just gonna get to the list, man. I took all the winnings
that I made, which is like $680. I took it. I put it on the Ravens to win the motherfucking Super Bowl. I put it on Lamar Jackson to win MVP. I put it on Zay Flowers to win Rookie of the Year. Like, I definitely put some money down.
Oh my! So that's right there for the Offensive Player of the Year. Before we get into anything, I'm waiting for my my guest to come up. I guess he just got into the background. I'm waiting for you, Tony. I'm waiting for you, bro. So I'm waiting for you to pop up on the screen so I can add you up so we can get this thing started. Because I know he in the car with it. He doing one of yours, man. He in the car with it. So I'm waiting for him to pull himself up on the screen and do that. But we're gonna go back over it a little bit because I know he's a Chicago Bears fan. And Tony, let me know when I can see you on the screen and I see your steering wheel, bro. I see his steering wheel because I know he was out for a little bit, and I got on his show earlier. But there you go, there you go. What's going on, bro? What's up with you? What's going on, Tony?
What's good? I'm sorry. Well, give me 1 second, bro. Give me 1 second. I should have waited a second. I didn't know you had already started. That's my fault, bro.
I told you 6 o'clock, my guy. I told you 6 o'clock. But you know that's
I'll be on CPT.
That's 5 o'clock your time.
Yeah, it's really 5:15 black folk.
Oh yeah, definitely that. But I wanted to get your quick opinions real quick on the player awards. So we doing the player awards odds right now, and we did Offensive Rookie of the Year. We did Jamar Chase at plus 1100, Justin Jefferson at plus 1300, Christian McCaffrey at plus 1500, Nick Chubb at plus 1700, Tyreek Hill at plus 2000, and your quarterback for the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields at plus 2,000 for Offensive Player of the Year. What do you think of those odds, bro?
Okay. I don't. Now I love my Bears. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm gonna say I love my Bears, man, but I'm not. I don't think this is gonna be Justin Fields' MVP season. I think it's a little overhyped right now. The young boy is developing. He's showing signs, but I like those odds. I guess it depends on what he does and how this offensive line looks when we get busy.
True. Okay, say no more. So we're gonna go over to the Defensive Player of the Year that they have on here, and these are the favorites that they have for Defensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons at plus 500. They got Cleveland Browns Myles Garrett at plus 800. TJ Watt at plus 850. Nick Bosa at plus 1,200. And Sauce Gardner at plus 1,600 for Defensive Player of the Year. Matt, what is your thoughts on this one?
I mean, it's those are the expected guys that are going to be there. Like now, if I'm thinking spicy, like bro, I'm taking T.J. Watt for defensive because he's supposed to be healthy. My man is going to be fantastic. All right. And I can say this, like, he's in my division. I fucking hate the Steelers. Yeah. God damn, that man got motherfucking talent. Another one, like Bosa. Both the Bosa brothers are dangerous. So you have them two right over there on the West Coast. So I mean, like I said, it's really if anybody gets close to the number 20 sacks, right, or somebody in the secondary has a phenomenal season with like 8+ interceptions and a nice hunk of tackles. That's what I'm saying. Like any defensive award every single year, it's because of the stats. That's why that player gets it. It's not always the best person on the field. It's not always the best defensive player for a team. It's stats. So, I mean, that's what we're looking for. Who's going to get the most sacks this year?
So if you had to pick out of any of those, who would you think that would win Defensive Player of the Year?
So I know Bosa was on there. Who else was on there?
So it was Sauce Gardner, Nick Bosa, T.J. Watt, Myles Garrett, and Micah Parsons.
I mean, Myles Garrett. I'd rather reach for Garrett because I mean he honestly he's phenomenal fucking too. And I think a lot of times he don't get his flowers because a lot of people overlook the fact that man gets double teamed 90% of the plays.
Probably 99% of the time, he's always getting double teamed. They scheme around him like crazy.
The reason why I won't say 99% of the time is because he plays us twice a year. And Rodney Stanley can hold him up by himself. So he doesn't always have to be double teamed. But if you got a stud to put in front of him, but if you ain't got a stud to put in front of you, goddamn right, you better double team that man.
What's your thoughts on this, Tony? What's your thoughts on this Defensive Player of the Year?
Man, I like this young boy, Sauce Gardner, to tell you the truth. And Mac, I liked how Matt pointed out that the Defensive Player Award has become a sack-based kind of award. But I think if anybody could break out, have an exceptional year, and that's not a sack guy, I think it's the young man Sauce. I mean, I just like his rookie campaign, and I think that he can take that step forward this year, especially with Aaron Rodgers, on the ball control. See what Dalvin Cook is going to do, help with the time management. But I like Sauce's chances. Although T.J. Watt, I don't want to bet against him. Myles Garrett is another good one. Who was it, Micah Parsons?
Yeah, Micah Parsons was another one up there too.
Yeah, I like Micah too. I think he's still a little young. He got a little bit more growing. I mean, he's a beast too, man. Any one of those dudes could really get it. But I'm gonna put my money on Sauce this year.
For me, I'm going with TJ. I'm going with TJ to win it, man. I think TJ be fully healthy this year with that Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and I think that defense is going to be better than last year. But I'm going with TJ Watt for that Offensive Player of the Year. I totally forgot to say who I wanted for Offensive Player of the Year. I think I'm gonna go with Justin Jefferson. If he wants, I think he will win Offensive Player of the Year over Jamar Chase, just in my opinion there. Offensive Rookie of the Year they have on this list. Atlanta Falcons running back Bijan Robinson, Carolina Panthers quarterback Bryce Young. Oh, my bad. So Atlanta Falcons, Bijan Robinson at plus 275. Carolina Panthers quarterback Bryce Young at plus 500. Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson at plus 600. Texas quarterback CJ Stroud at plus 850. And then Detroit Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs at plus 1,000. Again, let me just get James up here. No mercy.
What it do, baby? What it do?
Yo.
How about the LSU Tigers, man? How about the LSU Tigers?
I'll tell you what, Brian Kelly is not built for the SEC, man. He is not built for that conference.
Because I remember I had to watch the video. I had to go back and watch it real quick. And I'm like, oh, James picked LSU to beat Florida State.
Hey, honestly, I really picked it because I really thought that it was going to be a good game. But knowing that Brian Kelly was like, oh, yeah, we're going to beat the heck out of Florida State. Post game. Oh, yeah, we weren't the team that I thought. No. That's not the answer that you give when you're in the Southeastern Conference, the best conference in all of football. I would say go back to Notre Dame, but they're good with Marcus Freeman as their head coach and Sam Hartman under center, man.
But we was getting into the player awards odds so far. So we on Offensive Rookie of the Year. And I'm just going to reiterate it real quick. We got Falcons Bijan Robinson at plus 275. Carolina Panthers quarterback at Bryce Young plus 500. Indianapolis Colts plus 6, which is Anthony Richardson plus 600. CJ Stroud, the Houston Texans rookie quarterback at plus 850. And Detroit Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs at plus 1,000. Who will win Offensive Rookie of the Year for y'all this year?
So I honestly saw it as like kind of a competition between Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, but I really think that Anthony Richardson could kind of be the dark horse.
You know what? I can't even be mad at that because with Michael Pittman being over there and then Pierce being over there, their wide receivers are really underrated. I'm just worried about what's going to happen with Jonathan Taylor at the running back position and what's going to happen at the tight end position, which they really didn't address in the offseason. So I wouldn't mind him being a dark horse, but I think I'm going to go. The real dark horse for me is Jahmyr Gibbs. I think he's the dark horse for me because he's in Detroit. He's taking the replacement of DeAndre Swift. And I feel like Jahmyr Gibbs, with his speed and his power coming out of Alabama, he's going to be more of a dark horse than out of CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Bryce Young, and Bijan Robinson. I think they're all expected to look like to be Rookie of the Year, but nobody's really giving a chance to Jahmyr Gibbs.
I'll agree to that.
Tony, what you think of this offensive Rookie of the Year?
Well, I hate to say it, bro. You took my dark horse. I was thinking Gibbs too. I like them at Vemmo, of course. We know Vemmo running backs, man, they are always in the field ready for the most part. That one dude slips my name, play for the Pack, Eddie Lacy. Everybody except Eddie Lacy has essentially came in and dominated.
And Trent Richardson, dope too. They're the only two running backs that didn't pan out at Alabama.
Don't even get me started on Trent Richardson, man.
You understand? I remember the Ravens bringing him in like, yeah, he's fresh. He's ready to go. He's not injured. Motherfucker didn't make it out of camp.
He's many things, but fresh and ready wasn't one of them.
Like, my boy.
Yo, that's crazy. I didn't even know he worked out for the Ravens. That's how irrelevant
we signed him.
Was.
We signed him, bro. Real. We signed him for a one year, like $3.8 million or some shit. And it was like, yeah, we're gonna get him a 1 year contract. He gonna get it back together. That was the I think it was either the year before or the year we did it with Justin Forsett. Justin Forsett had 1,000 yards with us.
Yeah, Trent Richardson, man. I forgot all about dude, bro. That was another big upset. But as far as looking at Gibbs, yeah, I think he'll carry on the tradition of the Bama running backs. Come in, do his thing. But we all know this is a quarterback's league, man. So the kid Stroud and Bryce are going to have the more opportunities to prove themselves and get the job done. And if one of those guys can get their team into the postseason, it's easily going to go to one of the young QBs.
Hang on. So offensive player rookie of the year, right?
Offensive rookie of the year, yes.
The sneaky pick that I have that I think a lot of people are downplaying, and a sneaky person, not pick, all right, is James Conner. I think James Conner's going to come in with the Cardinals, and he's going to have a year where he's going to get 300 plus carries. and he's gonna have the chance.
James, you talking about James Conner? We talking about offensive
James fuck cancer Connor.
I thought we talking about offensive rookie of the year.
Oh no, I just had to say it. I just wanted to put it out there because I heard a lot of people talking shit that the Cardinals are just gonna be bust this year, and I'm like, hold on though. I think James Conner is definitely he's definitely gonna put up a lot of yards.
Yeah, a lot of yards for them not to win the football game. I get it. I get it.
To revamp his career, to put it back on the tracks. And
yeah.
I mean, after looking at him in camp, bro, he looks faster than he's looked since he's been with the Steelers. So I'll say that.
So I'm gonna just say this: since we're still on offensive rookie of the year, there is another dark horse that I got. I understand D-Hop here got Jahmyr Gibbs, but there's a certain wide receiver that came out of a certain school that was part of that shootout against Alabama. Darion, you know who I'm talking about. Jalen Hyatt, baby.
Let's go.
Yes.
I didn't want to be Tennessee biased.
Right there.
I didn't want to be Tennessee biased at all. I didn't.
I didn't want to be New York biased, but hey, that is another dark horse in my opinion, right there. I really feel like he could be a few levels below Justin Jefferson. Like I feel like he's there, you know?
Yeah, because I think he has the speed. I think he got to get a little bit more bigger, like as far as like muscle wise. But I think the speed he has almost about the same speed as Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. But that's not a bad dark horse though. I didn't want to be Tennessee Vol, biased because
I didn't want to be
won on
biased,
Saturday.
Man.
So
I didn't want to be New York biased. I didn't want to be biased just because he went to the Giants.
Right. But one thing though, they don't have Zay Flowers on his list. I'm confused about because Zay Flowers is going to be a
rookie of the year.
He's going to
be offensive rookie of the year. Thank you, Zay Flowers. That man's going to wind up having over 1,200 yards, fucking receiving. He's going to turn around and have 10 goddamn touchdowns. It's going to be an open shut case.
I just don't understand how he was not on this list, though.
Granted, his career has been plagued due to injuries, being Odell Beckham Jr., but Zay Flowers has that like veteran receiver that he can look to, and OBJ can speak from experience. Like, hey, I know what I'm doing. I know what I've seen. Here's what you need to do. And they got arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, under center being Lamar Jackson.
So we're gonna go to defense. I think we did defensive player of the year. Okay, yeah, we did do that. Defensive rookie of the year. These are the favorites for it that they got.
Jalen Carter.
I don't think so, man. Will Anderson is a dog. Y'all stop sleeping on Will Anderson. That guy is a dog. And
I was gonna say it's either Jalen Carter or Will Anderson Jr. Give me one of those two.
I mean, they got my boy Raiders Tyree Wilson on there. They got Christian Gonzalez on there, and they got Seahawks cornerback Devin Weatherspoon, which I think is a dark horse corner as far as the rookies, the way they came out, the way the corners rookies came out of the draft. But y'all gotta stop sleeping on Will Anderson. If y'all ain't see that man play in the preseason, I know it's preseason, but he's a rookie. He had to get his reps. That guy looked good. So did Jalen Carter. They was neck and neck when it came to defenses when you see them in the preseason.
In my opinion, I think Will Anderson is going to be another Khalil Mack. He's just going to be that terrorizing enforcer on defense.
And then you bring over D'Amico Ryans for the Texans too. But I like Jalen Carter. I think Jalen Carter is the obvious. I think everybody he's going to win because he's with the Philadelphia Eagles. I get it.
Yeah. No, the University of Georgia, Alabama, Philadelphia Eagles.
I was gonna say, that team was entirely
out of all the guys that got drafted this year, he's the one guy that's guaranteed he's going to make an impact because he's guaranteed to start at starting defensive tackle. There's no question. Like Anderson's going to
he's starting over Jordan Davis?
You said it again?
Is he starting over Jordan Davis?
Yeah. You got they run it two. They do two defensive tackles. They run
Davis is 6'7", 350 pounds.
So you saying that Jalen Carter, because I thought Fletcher Cox
They're
played
gonna be sitting right next to each other, right there.
I thought Fletcher Cox plays defensive tackle as well.
Hey, if you starting Fletcher Cox over Jalen Carter, man, he is a situational pass rusher. He is not my 3-down guy. That would be foolish. That man's like 36 years old, man.
I'll agree to that.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Fletcher Cox still even at his age, he's still disruptive.
That's why he's a situational 3rd-down guy. You bring him in situations. That's not a guy I'm going to have.
I don't see Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter starting at the same time. I just don't see it because I don't know this defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. It ain't Jonathan Gannon. Who is this guy for the defensive coordinator? I don't even know this man's name.
Well,
he's unproven until proven. Not saying that, but he ain't proven. He ain't proved shit. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm gonna just say TJ Watt for Defensive Player of the Year. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I picked TJ Watt for Defensive Player of the Year. But I mean, it's the obvious that Jalen Carter is going to get it. But I think Will Anderson under DeMeco Ryans with a solidified defensive coordinator, I think
it'll be between those two, Jalen Carter and Will Anderson. It's going to be between those two.
I mean, with Anderson, the only thing that could stop him is if his defensive line absolutely plays like trash. I mean, complete trash. Like, then it really it's going to be easier for him to get double teamed. It's going to be easier for him to get blocked in the hole. Now, I understand.
Because Denzel Perriman is over there too, and that's a hell of a linebacker that they picked up in acquisition.
No, I said defensive line.
Defensive line. I'm just saying as linebacker.
For your linebackers to truly be able to do what they do best, you have to have a defensive line that can hold. And if your defensive line's getting ran over, it don't matter how good your linebackers are, because you're letting linemen get to that second level. If once linemen get to that second level, bro, a linebacker's not competing with somebody that's 300 plus fucking pounds coming full speed at you.
We see linebackers do it. We've seen linebackers do it though.
Majority of them.
We saw one linebacker that wore the black and silver, being Khalil Mack, toss 300 plus linemen around.
Let's be honest here. Outside of 10 guys, how many other linebackers do that?
Let's be real. Denzel Perriman did it. He led the league in tackles last season. Doing it, going downhill in a 4.25. So let's keep it real. It's some linebackers that do it, and it's some linebackers that are just scared to do it, and they just cover linebackers, like Tremaine Edmonds. He's a cover linebacker. He's not a downhill linebacker.
Hey, I'm just excited.
Unfortunately, Tony, he's a Bears fan.
I'm gonna just say that.
Unfortunately, I'm just saying.
Same, Murph. Same. My boy, dude, get back to winning.
Yes, sir. Justin Fields about to be one of those quarterbacks that takes a big step forward.
Yeah.
They got him as office. They got him on the favorites as offensive rookie of the year.
Oh shit! They got Jalen Carter listed as a defensive end. Okay.
That is scary. That is scary.
How would you? So how would that work? So now you would have him at a defensive end, knowing that Hassan Reddick plays the other side.
What do you mean? Hassan
Reddick is a linebacker, but he's great with his hand in the dirt. So that makes him a DN. Because he can't cover for shit.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He's an outside linebacker. So he's a pass rushing linebacker. So what it is you're going to have. So what it looks like is you got Cox, right? You got Davis, right? You got Carter. You got Graham, right? Then you got a mixture of Sweat and Hassan Reddick on either side.
All I gotta
say is fucking scary.
That's scary until the defensive coordinator doesn't make the changes. That's all I'm saying. I just hope he does not make no changes to this defense, because if he does, it's going to look bad than scary.
And that's the Eagles' fucking defensive line.
Exactly.
I ain't seen a defensive line that scary since the 2007 New York Giants. They had a front four. They had a front
That's what y'all
line.
had. That's what y'all had Justin Tucker as y'all in one of your front four, right?
JPP.
Laura, Michael Strahan. Don't even get me started.
Yeah.
Greatest Super Bowl of all time, and it's not even close.
Loaded.
So I'm gonna let you know, Mac, right now that the NFL is disrespecting Lamar Jackson as far as MVP when it comes to favorites.
I
The
got
favorites
him on
that
my
they
fantasy
have,
team.
the favorites that they have is, of course, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and Justin Herbert. That's who they have as the favorites to win MVP. Can I just, as a Raiders fan, can I just say this? How is Justin Herbert up here for MVP, and that man chokes ever since he came to the Chargers?
They blew the biggest playoff lead of all time.
I don't care about numbers. I don't care about stats. I don't care about interceptions. That man does not make the playoffs. And when they do, they blow a 27-point lead to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That man is not an MVP quarterback. Not yet. Sorry to say it to y'all. And sorry to bust your bubble, Chargers, but Justin Herbert should not be on this list with the rest of them. It should be Lamar Jackson over Justin Herbert, in my opinion.
Now, granted, in my opinion, you could probably put Justin Herbert in the top 10. But as long as
I got great odds. I got great odds. $50 is turning into $1,050. I'm not complaining. Okay, I'm happy. Thank you for the disrespect. You just made me more money, baby.
Hey, as long as Brandon Staley is the head coach for the LA Chargers, Justin Herbert is not winning a goddamn thing.
And I don't care if Kellen Moore is there. I don't care. I don't think Kellen Moore has a top 5 offenses where you go. But he didn't have a top 5 offense in the last 2 years with the Dallas Cowboys when they lost.
Brandon Staley is more stubborn than Jerry Jones.
Very stubborn. Very stubborn.
The dude cannot get out of his own way.
That's a hot take.
That is a hot take, but if none of these guys on your list, who on this list right here, who would be the dark horse? We all know Lamar should be on this list, but outside of Lamar Jackson, who would be a dark horse to win the MVP?
Jalen Hurts. I don't know why my young boy's not on there. That's who I got on my.
No, he's on there. Jalen Hurts is on there.
Oh, he was? Okay, I didn't get his name. I didn't hear his name. I think he's a dark horse. I will say to Lamar Jackson, though, I think that he gets slightly disrespected. And forgive me, Mac, if I'm sounding blasphemous, because Lamar at this point is supposed to have at least one Super Bowl win, man. He should be right there with Pat as far as Joe Burrow has come in and surpassed Lamar, Josh Allen. I think Joe Burrow's in that same little class as Herbert. But, as far as Joe Burrow's the second best quarterback in the league, and it shouldn't be the case he's going into his 4th season. Lamar has won not a Super Bowl, MVP, and it seems like he hasn't really taken that next step forward.
So I'll say this. This is the only thing I'm going to defend about Lamar, right? So the year before last, he got injured, right? He didn't get injured because, he was doing crazy shit. He got injured because our fucking tackle didn't make a block. Let's be honest. Turn around this year, same thing. Tackle missed the block, and the dude chopped at his motherfucking ankle and tackled him by his ankle and fucked him over. Dirty shit. You know what I'm saying? Now,
you can't deny the good job that Tyler Huntley did, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But Tyler Huntley ain't no Lamar Jackson. Let's be honest here.
Facts.
Now this and this is what I'm really excited for, and I think this year is where it's going to turn the page. The Ravens did it in 2000. We turned around. We did it in 2012. Right? It's 2023. It's every 10, 12 years. We get that Super Bowl. I'm telling you,
he's going with that analogy now. I see,
bro.
I like it.
It feels the same thing. It feels like, man, it's the year. It's our year. We finally got an offense. When's the last time we truly had offense on our team? When we went to the Super Bowl. Think about it, man. We had fucking Anquan Bolden. We had Dennis Pitta. You know what I mean? We had Torrey Smith.
Jacoby Jones.
We had Ray Rice. You know what I'm saying? Like we had an offense. This is the first time since that season, we have a full fucking stocked offense. Bruh,
Yeah.
I said, like, it's finna get nasty. And we got Todd Monken. Todd Monken got something to prove because everybody keeps talking shit like, oh, how are you going to do that, blah, blah, blah with Lamar Jackson? And how are you going to make your scheme fit? And how this and how that? And they're questioning this man. He's like, what? Bro, I took the Browns to the fucking playoffs. Then I went back to college and won championships. Now I'm coming to the Ravens. We gonna win a motherfucking Super Bowl, and they laughing. Well, that's great. We gonna let them laugh. We gonna give them something to laugh for now.
Hey, I'm gonna just say this: I got the Bengals winning the AFC North, and then the Baltimore Ravens in second place. Like it's gonna be a close race in the AFC North, and it's not like.
It's going to be close to the AFC in itself for seeding in the playoffs.
The Steelers are the reason why the Bengals will not win this division.
Steelers are going to be a wild card.
Listen. The Steelers are going to beat Cincinnati both times.
Real okay.
I don't know. That's the hot take you heard here from Darion Hopkins.
That's that spicy neck take right there.
All I'm saying is go back and look at Tomlin's record versus Cincinnati since Joe Burrow's been there.
Yeah, but real talk. Who are you gonna?
No.
Real talk. Burrow or Kenny Pickett?
Look at the Bengals defense, and that's what I'm saying. That's what's going to make them susceptible this year to a lot of.
I mean, you got Sam Hubbard versus T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt is winning that 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like the secondary of the Bengals, they lost their best person. They lost Bates. Who they got to fill in them shoes? You know what I'm saying? And then cornerbacks. The cornerbacks, they always have problem with cornerbacks, especially with the health. And, having lame ducks. Then you turn around, you look at the middle of their defense, interchanging linebackers. So, again, and then even...
So, let me just get this straight. Mike Tomlin is so what I see here, it says Joe Burrow is 3-2 in his lifetime against the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin. He's 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
He can beat
now Tomlin, but that's what I'm saying. Now Tomlin's got an offense. And he's got his defense. So
true.
If you look at the scores in those games, look at the scores. Did he get blown out by 20 points? No.
I mean, you got the basketball player, Najee Harris, leading the back charge of the Pittsburgh offense, who literally dribbled a Falcons player like a goddamn basketball.
I'm gonna look at the games, but
you got George Pickens and Deontay Johnson, a very good young core for that Pittsburgh offense. And then obviously Kenny Pickett, a guy on the list of quarterbacks who are going to make a very good leap this year.
Yeah. So to see here, it says in the last 2 years, the last 2 games, Joe Burrow threw for 338 and 2 touchdowns, but he did throw 4 picks in that game. Did throw 4 picks, and that was September 11th of 2022. And November 20th of 2023, he threw 355, but 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So he reversed it in the second game. So
hey, that first game, it was because of the black Air Force Ones. Let's be honest. Mike Tomlin knew what he was doing, bringing those black Air Force Ones in, baby. He knew what he was doing.
Black Air Force Ones. So if you put them on, they know that you robbing something. You're doing something with them black Air Force Ones.
Getting in and out.
Tomlin knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
So I want to get on to this because I know that Chris Jones has been a topic because I know we had the 7 players that should get a big contract extension during the 2023 regular season, and I know Chris Jones is on this list. But is the Kansas City Chiefs an upset alert? Because I heard this on ESPN. I heard this, and I heard what Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith had to say about this. But are the Chiefs are an upset alert now, knowing that Chris Jones would not be in a lineup on Thursday night?
No,
it's a possibility.
Listen to me. We have seen Patrick Mahomes put up 50+ points in multiple games. The Chiefs ain't out until they're out. I don't give a fuck.
In the last time,
Chris Jones, Listen, for me,
in the last time, just hold up, Matt. In the last time that Patrick Mahomes played Jared Goff, it was in a high-scoring Monday night. I know he's not a Ram anymore, but Jared Goff knows how to score on this Kansas City Chiefs defense. I mean, I think it's gonna be a high-scoring game, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, rumor has it that the Rams and Chiefs are still scoring to this day.
Well, yeah,
But I just wanted to throw that
100
out there real quick for you, man. I just wanted to throw that out there for you.
I think they are on upset alert because you got to have a Chandler Jones, man. You got to have that dude to upset the other quarterback. Patrick Mahomes can put up 75, but Jared Goff is capable of putting up 76. Not even that. The Detroit Lions, they had a hot streak last season, ended out hot. They got something to play for this year. You know what I mean? I don't think Jared Goff is a losing quarterback. I don't think, me and D-Hop, we talked about it earlier on my show. I think that the Detroit Lions just kind of did Matt Stafford a favor by sending them to the Rams, but they got back a good quarterback as well, a solid quarterback. So we're talking about guys on the list of taking a step forward. I know Jared Goff is kind of an established quarterback, but he's still capable of taking this team, a step forward. The AFC North is wide open. And like you said, I seen that segment this morning as well, and I forget which one of the two said that you need. I think it was Shannon Sharp that said you need a Chandler Jones, not Chandler Jones. I keep calling that guy Chris Jones to enter.
Chris Jones,
Yeah, I don't know why.
Hold up, Chandler Jones. They say, listen, Chandler Jones, you better play better than you did last year, mother effer. Better play better than you did last year.
It would be nice. But honestly, Chris Jones he's been there for both of the Super Bowls as well, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can't count that. I think Mahomes gets more press. Him and Kelsey gets more press, but you need those guys on your team as well. But yeah, I definitely think they on upset alert, but you can't count out 15 in red. That dude he's capable as well.
You know what? Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, I completely agree. I mean, the Lions have a lot to live up to right now. They are considered one of the favorites to win the NFC North, and looking at the resumes, I really see Jared Goff as another version of Kirk Cousins. He doesn't have that quit in him, but he's just that guy that you want to root for. I mean,
hold up. They got
really,
Derek Nandy. They got Derek Nandy. He played for Maryland. Dude is a dog. Yeah, okay.
He ain't a Chris Jones.
I mean, no, but he ain't no fucking slouch.
And they just traded for Neil Farrell, one of our draft picks that we got out of LSU a couple years ago to try to help out with that. And Neil Farrell's not that bad. He just didn't get enough playing time with the Raiders.
Plus, I look at it like this: if Chris Jones isn't in the lineup and can't provide that type of pass rushing, the type of offense that the Detroit Lions have, and the head coach that they have being Dan Campbell, solely being the only man outside of Florida that is keeping Bang Energy in business right now, Detroit might put up some numbers on Kansas City.
Yeah. I don't think I have Detroit winning the game, but I still feel like it's going to not having Chris Jones in the lineup is going to make this defense so suspect for Kansas City because he's the only one on that defensive line that had 15.5 sacks last season. Only person. There's nobody come close to 15.5 sacks outside of him on the Kansas City Chiefs defensive line. So if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, he's not budging. He will sit out as long as he has to sit out for him to get his money. And Kansas City has to go give him his money. I just hope he sits out long enough until he don't play the Raiders twice at all. And I don't want to deal with him. I'm just being real. I don't want to deal with him for 2 games. Miss those 2 games and I am fine. Raiders scored 30 points on the Kansas City Chiefs. I take it.
I'm going to just say this. I really think come Thursday night, it's going to be a similar shootout compared to Colorado and TCU. Both quarterbacks are going to have a day. The defense, look, outside of Aiden Hutchinson, who do the Lions have on defense?
They drafted Jack Campbell from Iowa. That linebacker's a dog.
Okay.
So, I mean, they got what is that corner's name? They got a nice little corner over there too. Very underrated. Oh, that's CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Oh. Look, all I'm saying is I'm expecting a shootout for this Lions-Chiefs game.
Oh, yeah. I'm expecting that too.
I do want to say one name that we haven't mentioned just yet, and I think it's almost disrespectful. Andy Reid is a great coach, and he has I think he's mastered the ability to plug and play. The man just, I mean, I know he's more of a defensive minded coach, anywho, but they just moved right along after Tyreek Hill, after all of they lost, got two rookie receivers balled out last year.
The running back was Isaiah Pacheco. That's the running back, and they had Sky Moore as their rookie wide receiver last year. But they added Kadarius Toney in the trade. That was I knew he was going to go there.
Look,
I knew he was going to go there with that.
It's on September. His picture came up, and I'm just like, you motherfucker. You go to Kansas City and not even give DJ a shot.
Yeah. So they lose Juju Smith-Schuster. They add Sky Moore. I don't know who else they added at wide receiver, if I'm not mistaken. I think that guy, that second year player Justin Ross from Clemson. I think he made the squad, but I mean it's the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid can line them up anywhere across the board. Like they could play Jack in the Box for all I goddamn care. Shit. Like, I mean,
Andy Reid is one of the coaching goats, man. I've learned to respect him. I liked him way before he won the Super Bowl, back in Philly and all that. But I think he's one of the greater minds. He'll figure it out.
So Chris Jones, man, just sit out. Just sit out, man. I am praying for you to sit out.
No biasness.
I'm sorry, Chris Jones. We stay out till like week 10. I'm fine with that. Week 10, come back in week 10. They don't need you right now. They'll have like 10 games won by week 10 already. So yeah, you should be good. Going into the it's only 7 players that could get a big extensions going into the regular season. I'm just going to put it out there, their names and what their possibility of their contracts. Of course, the first one is Nick Bosa. He should get an extension. They trying to project it as a 4-year, $114 million, 28.7 guarantee extension. And he's only 25 years old. I understand that he tore his ACL in 2020. But he has 186 pressures, 40 sacks in the last 2 seasons combined. Should he get that Should he get that extension?
Yes.
Or should he get more?
Either he gets the extension or he should get more. Outside of the Niners defense, like that's your number 1 pass rusher right there.
Yeah. I got a line, and I don't know if y'all agree with it, but I always say stuff about star players or, very productive players. The moment you don't sign or you get rid of a Nick Bosa, you're going to be looking for a Nick Bosa. So you might as well, and he's still young, still active. The ACL is a sports injury we've seen alter even some of the greats' careers, but if we're talking about the NFL, you could draft a kid and he can get injured too. I'd rather go with a sure product. I know this dude is productive. I know he's elite. I know he's a good leader in the locker room. I'm paying what he. And I want to just say as well, the NFL does a disservice to some of these dudes that should be getting big monies and how they discount them and kind of play them, man. It kind of breaks my heart because watching the NBA, some of those dudes get overpaid. Draymond, I'm not going to take it away, but Draymond Green and $100 million should not be in the same sentence. But
look at the running back position.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I'm about to just say that. We should not be talking about Saquon Barkley. I know you're a Giants guy, Merch. We shouldn't be talking about these guys and potentially getting money. Like, no, some of these dudes, and I'm just going to get back to the main course. Nick Bosa deserves his money. He's put in the work. The Niners, I don't think they're making a Super Bowl or getting anywhere past a wild card round without him. So,
hey, as long as they beat the Cowboys in the playoffs, I'm good.
Oh yeah. Hey man, bro, I'm in Texas, bro. I love seeing these Cowboys get whipped on. And y'all show up to the bar with the little jerseys on.
I'm telling you, man. I keep seeing so many trolls on Facebook. This is our year. No, it ain't. The Cowboys literally found a way to lose so embarrassingly than they did last year. They had Zeke lined up as center.
dude.
And that was his last
Oh, I need to
play
see a video
as
of
a
that.
Cowboy.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
to
I need to
embarrass
see
him.
a video of that.
Just to devalue him. You don't have a running back in this guy.
Hey,
I'm
he's
sorry,
going
go
to be a
ahead.
different man in New England. Like, in my opinion, New England is that dark horse in the AFC East.
Always.
So the next ones that they have up here that could probably project to get a contract, of course, Joe Burrow, and they said $270 million over the next 5 seasons for Joe Burrow. The next one they have up here is Justin Jefferson for the Minnesota Vikings, where he could project it a year average up to $29 million a season, knowing that he'll be the second highest grossing wide receiver behind Tyreek Hill with $30 million per season. So that would be the projections for Justin Jefferson. And the next one would be edge rusher Brian Burns. I think he's a very underrated player for the Carolina Panthers. He did have 16 million this year, but I mean he's on a 1-year contract. He did have 13 sacks and 68 pressures. They don't really have his full projection of what he got, but out of those three, Justin Jefferson, Brian Burns, and Joe Burrow, even though that Brian Burns might not get as much as Joe Burrow and Justin Jefferson because you know how they treat the defensive line as well. But do Burrow gets more? Justin Jefferson gets more than Tyreek Hill? What's your thoughts on that?
So, in my opinion, I really think that Joe Burrow should wait until Patrick Mahomes gets his deal. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a 50-50 thing that he came back coming off the calf injury, the contact injury that he got in
camp.
Yes. But at the same time, it's also like, dude, don't sign anything until Mahomes gets his deal.
I thought Mahomes was already signed for like a 10-year contract.
Yeah, but they restructured that contract a couple years ago.
Yeah, so they could pay Kelsey, and I think that they was kind of paying.
They paid Kelsey, and now they try to pay Chris Jones.
Yeah. Plus, on top of that, it's like, does Joe Burrow take the Tom Brady route? Like, hey, maybe I take a pay cut so the Bengals can sign other players, put more weapons around me and on the defensive side so we have a better chance of like doing what the Patriots did.
Yeah.
Or do I go the Patrick Mahomes route and sign like a 10-year, $500 million deal?
See, this is my thing. Oh, go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got a one-liner. Mercy, before Joe Burrow does that, he got to marry a $1 million super hot model wife. I think that's the only reason why Tom Brady could afford. I forget his wife's name, but man, she was.
It wasn't just that. It wasn't just that.
Man. Yeah, she was
I mean, I'm pretty sure
that Tom Brady was already paid. He is the official spokesperson for Uggs. Enough said.
but I'm just saying on the football field, and we admire Tom for this because he got 7 rings out of it. But he was able to allow money to be spread to guys who didn't deserve it. Tom Brady was getting less than freaking running backs, and a lot of dudes, as the GOAT. But anyway, my point about it was that Joe Burrow has to marry a super hot model wife, and then he can take that pay cut. Other than that, I'm
pretty sure he's with a gymnastics superstar.
I don't think he has to do that though. I just feel like Tom Brady, if you look at Tom Brady his whole career, you never heard him in real big contract situations. Even before he married that model, you never heard Tom Brady in contract situations. The only thing you probably really heard that's big if Tom Brady was going to stay as a New England Patriot when he became a free agent.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that you really heard. And I think that if you really want to win in this league, in my opinion, sometimes some quarterbacks in this league, I'm not going to say all because some of them deserve their money, but it's some quarterbacks in this league that needs to take a pay cut if you want to start winning in this league. There's no way that Matthew Stafford was with the Detroit Lions making all that money and he took all that money and didn't win shit. Yeah. That's a prime example.
Yeah,
what I'm saying? It's some quarterbacks.
They wasted 3 talented players.
And it's some quarterbacks that just don't deserve that money. I understand Joe Burrow been to AFC Championship, a Super Bowl. I get it. But I bet you if a lot of people went the Tom Brady route and saved some of that money for their team, they probably would have some championships.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mac? I'm gonna let my boy get in there. Talking to Mike.
I mean, to be honest with you, like for me, it don't matter. it don't matter regardless. Like you have to remember, right? Like they said, this is business, it's not personal. Okay. So business wise, fuck you, pay me, give me every last damn dollar I can motherfucking get, because this shit gotta last me the rest of my motherfucking life. Whether I get CTE, whether I end up in a fucking wheelchair, whether I'm healthy until I'm 90 motherfucking years old, this money gotta last me that entire motherfucking ride. I'm only getting one chance to do this. Give me all that goddamn money.
And
Now,
that's the difference between a football player and a football player that doesn't know business and a football player that does know business. That's why Tom Brady is set for life, because he did more than what he needed to do outside of just being a football player.
Absolutely. But the whole thing is not everybody's going to be like, let's be honest here, right? Tom Brady can be the face of any company, can be the face of any brand, right? You ain't gonna tell me that now you turn and you go over to Tyreek Hill. Or matter of fact, let's go to Chad Ochocinco. Look how many brands dropped him. Look how many brands never wanted to be associated with him. You know what I'm saying? And he, bro, tell me, for over 10 years, he wasn't one of the best goddamn top 5 wide receivers in the league. Because he was for 10 damn years. That man was money.
And he was money, but off the field, a lot of brands didn't want to deal with him because of what he was off the field.
Exactly.
So that's where your business and your professionalism has to come in. Now, if I was in the NFL, yeah, I'm going to make my money, but at the same time, if I'm retiring, this money runs out, I make sure I got some investments, I got some stocks, I got something in my back pocket. And that's what a lot of NFL players are not doing. They're just focusing on NFL money. Get my money now, but I hope they get their money and people don't go broke, because we've seen it in the NBA, in the NFL. People blow through their goddamn money. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. But listen, this is the whole thing, right? And this is what we started talking about before on other shows, right? There are signing bonuses. Okay, they're signing bonuses that don't count against the cap. So right there, it's you're telling me the owner can't write a motherfucking check? Hold on, bro. Your team is worth damn near $1 billion, but you can't write a couple $1 million check to make sure you got this motherfucking Hall of Famer on your team?
I mean, Mark Davis,
that's what
you're worth $6 billion, and you only give Josh Jacobs $2 million in a signing bonus. You need to give him more than that.
I mean, honestly, it really goes back to the whole. There was a topic that I saw on Undisputed, and there were like a whole bunch of people on the Hall of Fame roster that feel like they should be getting more than what they deserve. It's like, yo, if you blew the money that you were given, that's on you. You should have used it more wisely.
Hold on. I'll say this. Anybody who played before 1998, nah, bro, I have to disagree with you.
I completely agree. But at the same time, it's like, yo, you should have spent your money more wisely instead of on drugs, alcohol, and hookers.
And partying.
Yeah, no, but there's a handful of them who didn't. There's a handful of guys that played in the 60s and 70s and part of the 80s to where they never made more than $800,000 a year. And that was big money back then. But
at the same time, it's like, yo, you should have done your research. Like, you should have hired like financial aids, like investors, to be like, oh, hey, I want you to tell me, like, oh, hey, this stock is on the rise. That could give me money in the like very far future. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
and then back then, investments wasn't that bad. That's why, God bless his soul, Franco Harris was very, very smart. What he did with his money back in Pittsburgh, he has a lot of businesses in Pittsburgh behind his name, and that's still generating revenue, which is called generational wealth at the end of the day. Yeah, so, I mean, a lot of people don't do that, but I get it.
Exactly. But I mean, like I said, in my standing point, it's like this: as far as helping the team by taking less money, there's no reason for that. There's no reason for that. Fine, you want to move it around, you want to make the salary cap easier so you can pick up more players, fine. Give me all my shit guaranteed, sign it a fucking signing bonus, and let's move on.
So technically is what you're saying is this, right? If I say, give me all the money that you can, give me my max contract or whatever it is, and my team goes 1-16. What is it worth? What is it worth? It just reminds me of like we just Tony, like we just had this conversation with Megatron. Made all that money, but he was losing and he left in his prime.
Yep, much like Barry Sanders did.
Yeah, same thing. I was gonna say too, in defense of some of the players, and
that was not his fault. It was that motherfucking the GM drafting trash ass players. It was fucking wasting money on free agents that were dog shit. Like it was a lot to accumulate there. But that's at the end of the day, right? Your salary cap. If you don't manage it correctly, yes, you're gonna be fucked. But the whole thing is to try to blame it on one person.
Sounds good.
And there's 22 guys playing on that field every single Sunday. You know what I mean? On each team, at least 22 guys take the field. You know what I mean? Like that's.
But it just goes to my analogy that you have your best player on your football team making the most money on your football team, and you're still losing. That's all I'm getting to.
Like,
yeah, listen. Until there's a guy that can throw the ball to himself, catch the ball, and run for fucking touchdowns, then you know what I mean. That could be understandable.
Here's the best way to put it. Tom Brady took a pay cut. Granted, he was essentially Tim Duncan in the San Antonio Spurs. He won 6 championships. Aaron Rodgers kept getting that money. He's got 1 Super Bowl to show for it that the Packers probably shouldn't have won.
And he got that ring before he got paid. So maybe if if Aaron Rodgers was a little bit more humble, we're talking about 4 or 5 championships because he has the talent. Lord knows Aaron Rodgers is talented enough.
Hold on, no, I don't even want to hear that excuse because motherfucking for what 3 years, 4 years after he won that Super Bowl, their defense was top 10, top 15 each one of those.
And they was making it to the NFC Championship on top of
They
that.
were, but
no, Aaron Rodgers.
At the same time, look at the teams that they were facing, but at the same time, it's like it goes back to the NFC Championship game against the Seahawks. You have, which this dude put it out there, Richard Sherman being the best corner in the game. Dude was playing the NFC Championship in the second half with a bum arm. If you are one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC, obviously Rodgers, I am all over that man like flies on shit. I'm all over him like white on rice. I'm all over him like fucking like a fat kid on a cupcake. There is no way Aaron Rodgers should have stayed away from Sherman when he had that bum arm in that NFC Championship game that the Seahawks came back from.
Worse than that. I could go worse than that when he was in the red zone at the 5-yard line and he against the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship, where he had a whole way to run it in by himself by stepping up in the pocket and decides to slide. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Like, there are so many times that Rodgers and the Packers could have gone back to the Super Bowl, probably would have won more titles with the contract that he was given, but much like the Cowboys, they found a way to shoot themselves in the foot and fuck themselves over.
Yeah. Now, Aaron Rodgers is a choke artist, man, and I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan. You know, that was one of my first fantasy draft. I drafted Aaron Rodgers. I was uneducated. I didn't know how to do anything. I'm going with my favorite player, and dude was, he was balling back then. But each time in the biggest games, too, man, it's almost. And I hate to even compare him. It's almost LeBron-esque. It's like you got the talent, you got the team, you're getting paid. How do you get to the biggest? Everybody's watching, and that's when you flunk. I seen you in week 4 go off with 5 touchdowns in the first half. Where is that Aaron Rodgers at? Never in the biggest games, other than, like I say, before he got paid, and he was still humble. And Charles Woodson was the leader of the team, checking his diva-ness, I'm sure, in the locker room. It's just that's how it goes for some of these dudes. And I've heard plenty of rumors about Aaron Rodgers just being one of those type dudes that very talented, but he's not a team guy. He really doesn't ingratiate himself into the crowd. I don't know if this stuff is true, but I've been in the locker room and I know that you got to kind of be not a social butterfly, but like, hey, bro, get some fist bumps, listen to the coach chew you out, because then you got to listen to the coach give you praise. It's just locker rooms, you've been in that situation. You know how locker rooms work. If you're one of those antisocial off in the corner type guys, it's like, all right, man, we going out to dinner, bro. We'll see you, I guess, next Sunday.
Oh, just like we talked about when Matthew Stafford said he can't hang with the younger guys when we had that topic a couple of days ago. But oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I guess there's some guys like that. Were you about to say something, man?
Yeah, so you got the offensive lineman Tristan Wirfs that's projected to get $25 million a year. They'll match Laramie Tunsil contract. Chris Jones is on this list. Of course, we already talked about that situation, how much he's going to get. And cornerback AJ Terrell, they say he's a projected value of 20.1 over the next 4 years, according to Spot Track. I think AJ Terrell is a little bit too it's a little bit too early for AJ Terrell. I know he had a down year last year. He will be paid the way he paid, he'll be right behind Trayvon Diggs with the highest paid corner in football. So I think AJ Terrell should not be on this list, in my opinion. I think it's a little bit too premature for him. Of course, Tristan Wirfs has been one of the best, offensive tackles in football for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I think he deserves his money. So that's basically the other two. Damn, I just got a brain fart. I'm sorry. But college football. I just want to go through just what was y'all winners, what was y'all losers. I know Mac made some great money over the weekend, betting college football. But I'm going to throw this out there, and I think we all know where I'm going with this.
I already know where
you need to hop on the train for the Colorado Buffaloes. You need to hop on the train, and I'm gonna tell you why. And then you hop on the train till they play USC, until they play Oregon back to back. Now that game with USC is going to determine how great Colorado is, but they did just knock out a national champion team that played last year against Georgia. And of course, they got dog walk, but Travis Hunter, dog. What's his name? Shador Sanders, dog. 510 passing yards against these guys. Colorado had these
who's
guys.
Who's that running back? Darion Edwards?
Yeah, Darion Edwards. I think that's what his name is. But I am hopping on the train because I feel as though half of that team is not even there from last year. 75% of their roster came from the transfer portal. 75%.
That's a whole paragraph.
It's a kid right now that is so good in baseball in high school that the scouts coming to see out the rest of them, but the few only interested in him. Right now, the scouts and managers are trying so hard to bribe this kid, mom and dad, to answer by him into MLB. And now his parents told them that they have to show them the money, and they would have to have a lawyer and look over the paperwork. Guess what? They clearly got ran away by his parents, blah, blah, blah. It's a long behind paragraph. You still going, bro. You still going because it got dot at the end. But Colorado versus USC have zero defense. So does TCU. And that's what I try to tell James that earlier when we did the prediction. I'm like, TCU has one of the worst defenses. But like I was saying, for Colorado,
halfway through the first quarter, it was nothing but defense.
Right.
And then after that, it was a shootout.
I just want to say that I'll say if they could beat number 6 USC and if they could beat number 15 Oregon, they should be in the college football playoff.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
But as far as that team go, TCU is ranked 17th. Colorado was not ranked at all, and half of that team is not even there from last year.
Loss.
They're not even there from last year. Half of that team is not even there. 75% of their team is coming from the transfer portal. So. I respect what Deion did. I think they're going to be one of the storylines of college football. And that's just one of my takeaways from college football weekend. James, what were some of your takeaways from college football weekend? Because I think I got one more, but I'm gonna let you go.
So one of my biggest takeaways was I didn't stay up to watch it, but it was just there was just such an exciting game played between the Wyoming Cowboys and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. I believe I had Wyoming winning that game.
You did.
But my God, much like some of the dark horse games that were just getting overlooked because of the blowouts. Just first off, prayers up to the Oregon Duck mascot. Holy shit, he had a day.
Oh yeah, because they put up like 80 points for that team, right?
That dude had to do almost 530 push-ups on Saturday.
I think how many push-ups he got to do per touchdown?
So if Oregon scores 7, the Duck mascot has to do 7. They score 14, he's got to do 4. It just keeps yes.
That's crazy. He's sore. He is sore.
He like I don't even want to be a mascot for this upcoming Saturday. I don't even want to do it.
They had to sub him out. They had to sub him out, man. Nobody would know if they sub him out.
Dude, the dude couldn't even raise his arms after the game. No,
that's cruel.
For me, my biggest takeaway was Wyoming versus Texas Tech, because it seems like the Red Raiders are that dark horse that just sneak into the rankings and just they don't get talked about enough. But ever since Josh Allen went to Wyoming and got drafted to Buffalo, what is it? Like it really put Wyoming on the map. And they're that team that they don't get the recognition that they deserve. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then
another 2 things out there. I did pick South Carolina to beat UNC, and Drake May is that guy.
Yes,
Drake May. When I tell you this quarterback class coming out with Drake May, Sam Hartman, Shador Sanders, you got a few other quarterbacks in this draft. I'm telling you right now. But
we got ourselves a class.
Oh, there's Caleb Williams. You might get Jordan Travis from Florida State, Jayden Daniels from LSU. You're gonna have yourself some quarterbacks, but
hey, we gotta talk about LSU and Brian Kelly.
Listen, I'm gonna let you take the floor because I picked Florida State and I said Florida State was gonna beat LSU. So I'm gonna let you take the floor. You got it, man.
No. Like, look, I completely understand. I really thought that it was gonna be like that competitive game, but Brian Kelly was so caught up in being at Notre Dame for the last 10, 11, 12 years?
Yeah.
Way too long.
No. You don't go into that. You don't go into a conference like the SEC saying, "Oh, we're going to beat the heck out of Florida State," and then go into the post-game interview saying, "Oh, we weren't the team that I thought." No. That is not the answer you give in a conference like the SEC, my guy. That is not that kind of answer.
Especially when
all I'm waiting for is that same fuck you, that dick face look on Sean Payton.
The SEC is the equivalency to the New York media. You say one wrong thing, that media is all over you like flies on shit.
Yeah. And the problem with this is that with Florida State, they scored 31 points in the second half, and LSU didn't score a touchdown until a minute left in the fourth quarter.
Nope. I mean,
pure domination from Florida State, and I think Florida State's for real. I think I might have to switch my college football playoff and throw them in there. They might just win the ACC, in my opinion, if they could beat North Carolina, which I think they will. But
honestly, like, for me, Brian Kelly really should have left the trash talking to the players. He should have taken the respective route. Like, hey, I think it's going to be a great game. I think both teams, like our team and Florida State, we're going to give it our best. We're going to give it our all. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And said, no, he took the trash talking route, and it came to bite him back in the fucking ass.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Mac, you already told me you enjoyed your money, bro. That's your winner and losers. You enjoyed your money. That's what it was.
Hey, the U might be up there in the ACC. I'm just saying. After that,
you ain't.
You know what? I'm happy about that too.
You know what? I didn't pick the U either. That was my fault.
No,
I didn't pick the U because Blaine Gabbert's brother looked fucking terrible.
I was going to say the last player that made Miami, Ohio relevant, Ben Roethlisberger.
That was it. That's
it. That is it.
Tony, any thoughts on your first week? First week of college football.
Well, I was gonna throw this out there, fellas. I am just now really kind of getting ingratiated, and I say in depth with college football. I've always been in the realm of the pro leagues, and it's only because I'm from Chicago, bro. We don't have nothing relevant college going on, and in Chicago might be a reason for so much crime. But anyway, it's
besides Butler basketball.
So wait. I was gonna
mention. Bro, another night. You can learn how to shoot a basketball or a gun. That's that's about it. But
hey,
no,
just root for the Cubbies. That's all it is.
I'm a White Sox guy, man. Honestly, I like. Yeah, I'm from the South Side.
You're gonna have to be a Cubs fan because they're gonna make the playoffs this year.
I'll say this. My dad is a big Cubs fan. I don't hate the Cubs. You know what I'm saying? It's not that big for me. I support the Cubs when they run. I don't never put on Cubby Blue, bro. I refuse. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go that far. But if they make it to the playoffs, I'm cheering for them in spirit, if you will. I'm never gonna go to a game either, but I'll watch a game on TV. But my dad, he bleed Cubby Blue, so we don't talk for like the 9-10 times we play a year.
Here he go. Here he goes. See, y'all get
classic, baby. That crosstown classic. Ain't nothing better.
Yeah, we gonna talk baseball. Might as well put the Orioles hat on. You know what I'm saying?
There's gonna be a time where we're all still living, and we're gonna see a crosstown classic World Series between the White Sox and the Chicago Cubs.
Yep, me and my dad are betting on it, bro. We already said we already agreed to it.
I'll put money on that.
The funny part about it is, we won back in 2005, and that's back when I was playing, and a lot of his friends, they seen me play Little League in high school. They were like saying I was better than my dad, and I had to choose a side. My uncle actually is the one that recruited me to the White Sox side. So the year we won that Little League games, Little League World Series, the White Sox won that World Series. We was all in our, my team was the White Sox. It was just all crazy. It was all, the planets lined up. So, but I told him, hey, Dad, we're gonna share a World Series together. I feel that coming across town World Series. We're gonna get it before New York does. I'm sorry, Mars, I didn't want to say it, but we're gonna get it before y'all do.
Wait, Mets or Yankees?
Yeah, the Yankees, man. They should be doing. Well, we gotta get back to football. We're
gonna get Mercy a heart attack because he a Yankees fan. That's getting Mercy a heart attack, man.
I'm just saying. Orioles are 5 games away from 90. And we still got a whole month of baseball left, baby.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I'm just saying, if we hit 98, like, bro,
good luck catching the Atlanta Braves.
You should have betted on that like you bet on your Baltimore Ravens.
Let me talk
to you.
betted
on that.
I mean, the Braves are at 90. But I mean, let's be honest here, though. Look at their schedule. Have you seen their schedule? When I place most of my parlay bets, I go out, I go look back at schedules, see how each team played each other when I do my rundowns. And I will say this, like, I'm not going to say Braves had a pretty gravy schedule, but they played a lot of shitty teams this year.
But
they played a lot of shitty. They're a good team.
They also beat some of the best teams, though.
True.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll put it to you this way: they won me more money than they lost me, for sure. Okay,
there you go.
But I will say though, they cut me deep with a few of those losses. Okay, they cut me deep.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Real to Goons TV. I don't know the wideouts for Clemson or Duke. I'm gonna be completely honest. So if you want to bet on it, I don't know nothing about them. I'm just gonna be completely honest.
Clemson, I'm telling you, Clemson right now.
If you want to take a straight up game, take Clemson straight up.
Hey, look, if we talk ACC, I really thought Virginia was gonna put up a better fight than they did. Ooh,
nah.
Oh man.
I understand why Virginia would have put up a better fight than they did because of the whole shooting there with their players and stuff. But
there was another guy that they were talking about. He was like number 7. He was supposed to be a starting quarterback or something. And they had this one dude starting, and Tennessee just ate him alive.
Oh, we sure did. It felt good to wear that orange and white yesterday in the last couple of days. It felt great.
Hey, who's Tennessee's quarterback?
Oh,
Joe Milton.
It's still in my head.
He might be another Hendon Hooker.
When do we find out the draft order?
What, for the NFL?
No, for the for our draft.
Which hour within? So 8:00 you will find out your draft order.
Okay, I was about to be like, because I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm like, all right, 7th, that ain't last. Because
it's random. It's random. So.
Bro, I'm just telling you, bro. I swear to God, if I'm last, I told y'all, the last 4 leagues I've been in, I've always had the last pick.
So it took me up until I was about 32 to finally get into fantasy football. And I'm in a league with my wife and my in-laws. And we do like this auto draft system. And my quarterback, kid you not, Lamar Jackson.
My man.
Running back, I got arguably the best in the league, Derrick Henry.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care for Tennessee Titans. I just care for Derrick Henry.
Miami. I really think Miami's are going to be some dogs this year on defense. I really think that.
Yeah, so at 8:00 they will randomly put the draft order up there. I have it set up already for it to already be randomized at 8:00. So y'all don't go all crazy and berserk on me in the group chat on Sleeper because y'all be asking me all crazy. Oh, because I know that's going to be this draft is going to be hilarious tonight. It's going to be hilarious. I cannot wait to go live for it.
So I will say this: the one fun thing I did get to do this weekend is pulled out the Wii, hooked up the GameCube controller to the Wii, and put in NFL Street 2.
How in the hell did you manage to do that?
And I got all the way through to like the 6th neighborhood before I had to shut it down. But bro, it was like a flashback. I remember the
NFL Street and NFL Street 2 is that game.
Oh yeah, it's definitely that game.
Oh, give me those 2 games over any Madden, any day of the week.
All you gotta do is get me. If you could find me a Dreamcast, I'll play that shit all day.
Yep.
No, same.
I mean,
find me a Dreamcast. That's all I'm asking for.
Like the fact that you can play NFL Street, go do NFL Challenge with today's roster, and do the same thing with NFL Street. Oh my God. Oh!
Shout out to my cousin Andre because he has a way to jailbreak games on the Xbox. He could get any game that you want from Nintendo, Atari to now. He has his Xbox One jailbroken to where he can, but he went to school for software and shit like that, so he knows how to do that shit. So
I'm gonna need more info. I'm gonna need more info behind the scenes on this.
It's the nostalgic though. The nostalgic of it to actually play with the GameCube controller, like the actual, like this is exactly how I played it the first time I played it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I mean, it was special. It was special.
I couldn't imagine it. And I tried to explain to my nephew. My nephew is 14 right now, man. He just think the video games end and begin with 2K, and I'm like, man, this old overrated trash.
This was control. This was
an
N64 version of a modern day Oh God,
Yeah.
there's just not enough
Oh,
words to describe what Nintendo GameCube did.
Well, see, that's why I love the Wii, because the Wii is backwards compatible for all that shit.
Yeah, it is.
So, dude, you can take your GameCube games and put it in your Wii, hook up your GameCube controller to the back, and you're off and running.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of going into baseball, and I know that James wants to talk about this. Julio Urias, the pitcher's the pitcher from the Dodgers, getting arrested for the domestic thing. I'm gonna let you take the floor because I did not get a chance to read that article. That article was too damn long to read anyway. So.
Hey, like the great one said, like The Rock said, it doesn't matter what you do. LA still ain't gonna win shit. They could have the greatest pitching rotation of all time. Two of them being Clayton Kershaw and Julio Urias. Now they are they're great pitchers in their own league. But Dodgers gonna Dodger. It's like it's the same thing of the Cleveland Browns. They're gonna do what they do. They're gonna choke when it fucking matters in the playoffs. Now, granted, Cleveland hasn't seen the playoffs since 2020, but still, between 2020 and the last time that they were actually in the playoffs, the Dodgers are the Cleveland Browns when it comes to getting into the playoffs. They are mid, to quote MJF.
Didn't they just win a World Series though?
No, but
yeah,
the Dodgers won a World Series
season though.
Or they got to the World Series in 2020?
That was on a 60-game season though.
Did they lose to the Astros in that series? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
No,
I think they lost to the Astros. If I'm not mistaken.
No, I think
I know. I think Astros
2017.
Okay, 2017. Okay.
Yeah, because when they won the World Series, much like the NBA much like the World Championship of NBA, fuck you, Noah Lyles.
Yeah, dude, talking crazy.
But no, so the 2020 championship of MLB was between the Dodgers and the Tampa Bay Rays. Yep.
Yeah.
And which we saw, oh my God, arguably the greatest walk-off in World Series history.
But I gotta ask this question to y'all, right? Because this is a domestic violence charge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had a domestic violence charge in 2019, and he had a suspicion of domestic battery. When does it come for the MLB to time to put their foot down on banning players and getting them kicked out the league? Because if this guy was in the NFL, he would not been in the league after 2019. So
depends what team.
I just feel like
he wouldn't
MLB
be on the Ravens.
Oh my God!
Nah, he'd probably be on the Raiders. Let's be honest.
Oh,
the Raiders, the Cowboys, maybe
yeah,
San Francisco, the Chargers. It's that.
I mean,
West
the
Coast
music
vibe.
is Steve for the Raiders.
That West Coast
the
vibe.
joke is right there. How do you not go for it?
Yeah,
how do you not go for it?
Because I'm so used to it. I'm so used to it at this point. I mean, I'm used to the Raiders getting people going to jail and shit like that. I'm used to people, putting up guns on social media knowing that you're making millions of dollars. I'm used to that. This is the Raiders are Raidering.
Y'all signed
you had the Antonio Brown for 30 minutes. Henry Waller.
I was gonna ask, didn't y'all sign Antonio Brown for 30 minutes? And he gave y'all all kind of hell.
He gave us a bunch of hell with man. Antonio Brown need to worry about these arena football players hunting him down for $250 per game that he's robbing these players of as being a majority owner. He needs to worry about that.
See, but dudes need to not play in the first place, man.
No, he's an owner. He wasn't a player. He was an owner, and he was not paying the players.
No, that's what I'm saying. The players, like they need to not play the games until I'm gonna play one game.
The team is not even in the league no more. The league folded the team.
He stopped being good after that Vontaze Perfect hit. Let's be honest.
Maybe, yeah.
He stopped being good after that hit.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's good.
And I'm happy we got rid of his ass. I'm so happy his money is off the books.
Agreed.
His money is off the books with the Raiders after this year. I'm so happy about that.
I mean,
so
the man's got not one, but 2 chances with the greatest of all time.
Well, two chances, but he had 2
because
chances,
he was in New England, and then Tom Brady was like, "Hey, just give this guy a chance." When he was in Tampa, and he still found a way to fuck it up. How do you do that?
Now he's focusing on a rap album and being a model for Fashion Nova. Clown.
Who?
Hey, congratulations.
Antonio Brown. Clown.
Oh.
He should have done that
Hey,
a long time ago.
Hey, it goes back to the scene from The Dark Knight.
That man is fucked up, man. Let's be honest here.
I don't know what Arena Football League made that man a majority owner and then does not pay no fees, no bills, no nothing for that league and don't pay the players. Like, what? Like, for real?
I mean, Antonio Brown is essentially a wide receiver version of Johnny Manziel. He plays the role of victim where it's like, hey, give me sympathy. It's like, no, you deserve no sympathy, my guy.
Hold on. I wouldn't compare him to Johnny Manziel because Johnny Manziel never had success in this league. Antonio Brown, before the Burflick hit, was a fucking monster.
The only
the difference between Johnny Manziel and Antonio Brown is that Johnny Manziel, he doesn't have his shit all the way together, but he's improving to get it together.
I was gonna say the only reason that the only person that actually was within shouting distance of Antonio Brown because he was that good prior to the hit that he got from Burfict was Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
You compare the two numbers, you could really make an argument to say that Antonio Brown was better.
Yeah.
The only difference is Jerry Rice won multiple Super Bowls.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So how do y'all feel about, and I know y'all probably don't get two shits about this, but the Team USA losing to Lithuania yesterday.
I seen it coming
in the FIBA World Cup. If Valanciunas plays for what's his name? Valanciunas that plays for, I forgot what team he plays for in the NBA, but he played for Lithuania FIBA World Cup yesterday.
I mean,
we're not going to hear the end of it from Bill Wiles. I'll tell you what.
You sent half-wits. You sent the half-wit to the NBA. You tell me out of all the motherfuckers you could have sent, that's who you sent. You ain't even get perennial all-stars.
Yes!
You gave them mediocre, bench-warming motherfuckers. Like, bro, with a little
role players, bro.
Like, we got Anthony Edwards that should...
There's your splash.
He essentially is on the verge of a contract that he should be deserving of just because, like, much like Karl Anthony Towns and Jimmy Butler, like, they basically made the Minnesota Timberwolves relevant. Then we got Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, they got Jalen Brunson, Jared Jackson, Anthony Edwards, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges.
Brandon Ingram, for Christ's sake.
Brandon Ingram, but they don't even play. He only had 10 points in this game. They had Austin Reeves on there. And, I mean, the guy Portis from Milwaukee. Banchero, the power forward from Orlando. But I mean, the starting five is not that bad though. If you look at Brunson, Jackson, Edwards, Hart, you could have got rid of Hart and put somebody else there and keep Mikal Bridges there. And then I think you would have been different. I don't care for Josh Hart. I don't care for him.
I mean, we don't even have our top tier players on the USA team. Imagine I think because when we get into that 2024 Olympics next year, they're going to play in the Olympics because this is FIBA. This is just FIBA World Cup. This is just for you to keep in shape. And yeah, it's cool to win a gold medal for FIBA World Cup, but once that 2024 Olympic season comes up, I think the top dogs is going to play. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, but
Okay.
still, like, I'm just saying, you know, like it has world on it. It has world on it. There's teams from around the world playing.
And Noah
Yeah,
Lyles
Noah.
and Noah Lyles trying to make his case.
Yeah, no, and if this is the biggest, best country as far as to come and play basketball for, what are we talking about here then?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that the USA really has like essentially a bunch of under guys and role players and got this far.
But this is the thing. Though. I think they did that, and you got to think about it. Steve Kerr picked these players outside of the tryouts, so I don't know who else tried out that did not make this squad. You got to think about it from that perspective too.
Yeah.
Who what other guys that didn't make the squad and Steve Kerr picked these players to go into the FIBA World Cup with?
The assistant head coach is Eric Spoelstra.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Really? And you lose to Lithuania with some of the best two coaches in basketball?
Hold up. Man learned under Pat Riley, the fucking godfather.
No, I get it.
Steve Kerr learned under Greg Pop.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So if you look at those two, and they both on your coaching staff, and you can't beat Lithuania.
If I could chime in,
me.
If I could chime in, fellas, only because basketball is my first love. I love talking sports, but I love talking basketball just a little bit more. And the only reason I'm saying that is because when we put these cast of bandits out there, I was very upset. Kobe Bryant has played in the FIBA. LeBron has played in the. We are in the era of player entitlement, bro. Damian Lillard is too busy crying and whining about going to Miami. He's supposed to be out there. James Harden is too busy crying and whining about whatever he's crying and whining about. He's supposed to be out there.
He's trying to get up out of Philadelphia.
Bro, I don't care what. I've been so tuned out of James Harden for so long. You got to remember, too, bro. I'm in Texas. I've been to a couple of Houston Rockets games. I enjoy the man's talent. It's like going to the circus. You going to see James Harden put up 39 points. The Rockets going to lose, and you're going to go home a little tipsy. And he's like, I did it. I've been to that Rockets. James Harden's not a champ. When I'm watching James Harden play, I know that I'm not looking at a championship caliber player. Now, he's good for, stats and whatever you want to look, everything except championships. But what I'm saying is he's supposed to be out there as well. All the greats have done it. Ja Morant's supposed to be out there. Zion Williamson's supposed to be out there. These are our best of the best. And Luka's out there. Luka is the baby face of the league right now. We can say what we want about everybody else. Luka is going to be the face of the league in 5 years, and he is out there balling.
Baby Bird.
Out of respect. I say Luka, baby. Okay, Luka's a hybrid because he reminds me a little bit of Larry Bird. He reminds me a little bit of LeBron James as far as Larry Bird mentality. LeBron James all around talent. Now, what Luka needs is an Anthony Davis. And they tried with that Porzingis clown. That was an experiment, but like I say, bro, I knew that wasn't gonna work. Luka needs an AD. I wouldn't go as far as Joel Embiid, but him and Joker, if they link up, oh god, that's a three-peat.
I can see Luka and Joel Embiid. I can see Luka and Joel Embiid over Luka and Anthony Davis.
Big man that can actually stay healthy. Because I'll give you Anthony Davis, but man is what is it? Oh my god,
Made
what was that role? Samuel L. Jackson, Mr. Glass. Thank you. He is Samuel L. Jackson in that Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah. Anthony Davis made of glass. So I would like to have Embiid and Luka over Embiid and AD.
Yes,
in my opinion.
Facts.
Street clothes, Davis.
Yes,
no,
respectfully, Davis.
Anthony Davis is supposed to be out there on the FIBA. Come on, man. We're supposed to be sending this is the USA's best. But what we did was put these role players together, and a lot of dudes in my peer group that I be talking basketball with all day, every day. They said I was the only one that said I'm not satisfied with this team, man. You know what I mean? I love Jalen Brunson, but what has he done? He's done nothing. I love Anthony Edwards. He's done nothing. I can love a guy and also acknowledge these dudes are still. They're not even in their primes yet, man. You know what I mean? We need to be sending Steph Curry out there. Klay Thompson needs some redemption after the performance he had in the semi. So, and I think Klay Thompson from the Bahamas, they putting a team together in the next, I think for 2024. So I exempt Klay Thompson. But other than that, Steph is supposed to be out there. But at the end of the day, we're in a player entitlement era where people pick and choose when they want to play, and then they'll put on a shit show for the NBA All-Star game when we all supposed to be entertained.
Yeah,
man. man,
I
so miss
completely
Kobe
agree
Bryant,
with
bro.
everything you just said, dude. I completely agree.
Hey, man, we got to link up on some basketball, bro, because a lot of my peer group, they go against me, and it's only because I have a love for the game that I just want to see win. It's all about winning. I don't care
Yeah.
about your fashion lines, your shoes. One thing we loved about
Hey,
I'm
there
not
was one thing or two things I saw on social media that actually made sense. Dirk and Tim Duncan made just under $500 million over their career, and they still came to games with paper plates of leftovers wrapped in fucking tin foil.
Yeah. Dude, that's what I'm saying.
I believe it. I really believe it.
Models of greatness.
But
God.
we gonna combine this last topic and I know Tony don't know too much about it, but we just want to do a quick recap of matter of fact, we could do a quick recap of Payback, but I want to get into AEW. I want to get into CM Punk, and I want to get my notion of this, and I want to be completely honest and look into this goddamn camera. CM Punk, you're talented. CM Punk, you are a multi-time champion in this business.
He's great on the mic too.
You're left, yeah, right. You left the business to go to UFC and you shit it up in MMA. You didn't do shit in MMA, but you fuck it up because you fuck it up twice with two of the biggest promotions, and because of your locker room antics. You think you could talk to anybody the way you talk to, and Jack Perry, which is Jungle Boy, fucked you up in the locker room, and you lost your job because you want to run your mouth about Tony Khan, the guy that's writing your checks. You want to talk about everybody in the locker room, and you got sucker punch, and you got a black eye because you want to run your goddamn mouth.
Oh, man.
Simple as that.
Let me talk to you.
Because at the end of the day, CM Punk is talented, but he doesn't. I don't want WWE to go get him back. I don't want AEW to sign him back. He does not need to be on a big time promotion because all he is a fucking cancer to the locker room. Simple as that.
It really goes back to an interview that Seth Rollins did, and it was like, "Hey, would you want CM Punk back in WWE?" He literally laughed it off and was like, "No, keep that fucking cancer away from me."
Damn.
Like, you got one of the top guys in WWE really saying something like that. That speaks volume.
I will say though, I heard that Triple H is ignoring this cause too. I mean, I just was reading a little bit of what D-Hop said.
Deservedly so.
That's crazy. And it even goes back to the summer of CM Punk, because Punk was like, "Hey, I'm a voice for the voiceless. I'm speaking for the WWE universe, blah, 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 blah." Triple H called him out on it. Like, "Hey, yo, there are actually some people that actually enjoy WWE, that actually enjoy the storylines, that are actually enjoying this, that are actually enjoying reasons A, B, and C." And now, granted, during the time that Triple H was wearing a suit, the PG era, I honestly wasn't a fan of it, just because I was like, okay, well, this person's going to do this is going to go this way, and then CM Punk came along and it was something different. But that's neither here nor there. Like, it just... like, when CM Punk was trying to pull... He was Kyrie Irving before Kyrie Irving during the COVID thing. That is probably the best way to put it. He was like, I'm trying to be a voice for the voiceless of people that lost their jobs because they didn't want to lose their job over the COVID vaccine. What are you doing, though? Like, you're trying to make it about you and you alone, my guy.
And then CM Punk, he didn't want to put anybody over, and that's why a lot of wrestlers did not want to work with him in AEW because he did not want to put them over. I understand you came back off injury. I understand you consider yourself the real AEW champion, but at that time, you the real AEW champion of what? You lost your title in a match. And you went away for injury. You came back. The crowd loved you, and we thought that you was putting people over. But you and your issues with Tony Khan, because mind you, he suspended you before he brought you back, and then you tried to put a slap in his face again with the issue with Jack Perry, and now you no longer have a job.
Nope.
People are mad that CM Punk got fired, but I don't give a shit.
the
I don't give a
best
shit.
thing
I
in
don't care.
AEW right now is Adam Cole and MJF. That is the best thing going in AEW right now.
Well, I mean, Brian, AKA Daniel Bryan, AKA Brian Danielson stole the show at All Out. I did watch it.
Yeah,
He stole the show at All Out. I watched that one match, but other than that,
the faction that like Wheeler Yuta, Cesaro, John Moxley, AKA Dean Ambrose, like they got something going on right there.
And I want to just go through my record for WWE Payback, because I think me and you went and did the predictions for that. I was 1-0 when Becky Lynch beat Trish Stratus in the steel cage match. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
We both picked LA Knight over The Miz.
Oh God, the segment between The Miz and John Cena leading up to that match, it was just pure perfection. And then Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch, another, like, you couldn't have asked a better way to start off the card.
So yeah, agreed. I really didn't watch that match. I didn't really get to the match where to Rey Mysterio and Austin Theory, which Rey Mysterio retained the
it was mid. It was
the United States Championship. So I was 3-0 by then. I was so pissed that Finn Balor and Damian Priest won over Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the tag team titles. So that made me 3-1 at that time. And then you had I didn't really care for the Cody Rhodes and Grayson Waller thing, but it was good to see that Jey Uso is coming to Raw. I think that's going to be interesting to watch.
I mean, it really goes back to the Usos saying like, oh yeah, one of our biggest dreams is to do a one-on-one match, just because of like, you know, hey, it goes back to being in the living room, being competitive, you know, who's the better brother, you know what I'm saying?
And then Rhea Ripley end up winning the by disqualification or something like that, right?
Something like that. I mean,
so I picked Rhea Ripley, so that makes me what, 4 and well, maybe just double check that. So I said Becky Lynch. I picked Becky Lynch. I picked LA Knight. I picked Rey Mysterio, and then I was 3-0. Then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn lost the title, so that makes me 3-1. Rhea Ripley won, so that makes me 4-1 on the matches so far. And then I lost, so that makes me 4-2 because Shinsuke Nakamura ended up losing by pinfall to Seth Rollins. So yeah, 4-2 on the night. It was only 6 matches, 4-2 on the night. I think kind of our matches was the same. You picked Seth, so you might have more wins than me.
Yeah, I think so. But honestly, in my opinion, I was just really focused on The Miz versus LA Knight, just because it was like they kept on having these promo battles, and oh God, they didn't disappoint on the mic. And the match with John Cena as a guest referee, it was one of those things where it was like, okay, this is really gonna make or break LA Knight, as like if Triple H should really make the decision of, hey, we need to push this guy. And he really hung in there. He did what he needed to do, and just match of the night, in my opinion.
So anything else before we head on out of here? Because I will be back live within an hour for the fantasy football live. So
the Real Goons TV. What you mean when what you said? What I got? I seen it pop up a few minutes ago. I was like, oh.
I was trying to get Tony to be a part of the league, but he got there too damn late, man. People was listening. They was adding themselves left and right. So I was like, listen, if you don't get on it now, you will not be in this league. Now it's like 5 people in my inbox right now talking about, do I still have slots? I am not trying to listen. I'm already in 3 leagues. I'm not doing it.
If you happen to change your mind in 24 hours, bro, I'll link up in the 4th one, bro. That's my fault.
I do change my mind a lot, though. So
Hey, first take
Golly,
ever,
my
first
bad.
no mercy take ever. Duke over Clemson.
Ooh.
It's a big one. Don't think Dabo can pull
Granted,
it off.
they're mostly known for lacrosse and basketball, but I really think that Duke gives Clemson a run for their money.
So my parlay that I got going on is I bet on the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, the Reds. I got the Brewers. I got Philly. I got Clemson and the Orioles. That's what I got going on right now.
But
Good parlay. Good parlay.
Yeah, because I mean Philadelphia is up by 8.
Come on, Philly. Come on, Phillies. Come on now.
The Brewers
right
and
there.
Pirates are tied
Hey,
too.
Phillies keep winning. Just keep beating the Brewers so the Cubs can overtake first in the NL Central. Go Cubs, go, baby.
So I will say this. So
Yeah,
for
I
the
like that.
Orioles game, because the Orioles game hasn't started yet. Now I went a little spicy. So I took Mike Moustakis for a hit. Louis Rengifo for a hit. Mike Moustakis for RBI. Shodi Otani for 2 bases. Lou for 2 bases. Gunnar Henry for 2 bases, and Santander for 2 bases. That $10 bet is going to bring me back $1,300 if I hit.
Man, hope you do, man.
Good
Invest
take.
in this channel.
Good take.
Moustakis, he's back after Otani, so that's really that's why it's almost always going to be an RBI because Otani gets on base. He at least gets on base.
Yeah.
So that right there, it's a good chance that he's going to get an RBI at some point in this game. So it's spicy. It's spicy, but yeah, that's what I got going on other than my bets.
So Tony, you want to let everybody know where they can follow you at, bro, and when you do your shows on your channel?
I'm trying to put together some morning shows, y'all. It's just a little bit of, finding the dedication and the time, but that's going to be my projector this week. But just tap into the channel, Tony the Savant. Just come on through, man. Do a lot of sports talk. Had to link up with y'all fellas too, No Mercy and Max as well. Do some work.
Absolutely. And of course you can find Mac on everything No Mercy Sports. If you see the LA Knight picture, you know he's active.
Okay, facts.
You know he's active. Every time he's going to use that. And you know what's funny though? In my Raiders annual fantasy football league, they're like, I'm so excited. I just used a GIF like with when he was just in the ring saying, yeah, back to back. I was using that so badly, yo. It was hilarious. But see, he got me using LA Knight stuff a little bit too much. I gotta stop it now. I gotta stop.
Yeah, movement is taking over, baby. Yeah.
So I use FanDuel.
You use FanDuel?
Yeah. So he asked me what app I'm using. I use the FanDuel app. So you know what? Just because we at the 2-hour mark, right? And I'm pretty sure we got a few people listening right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run through my spicy pick parlay, right, for NFL Week 1. All right.
I thought you did this already.
No, I did, but this has been updated. This has been updated.
Okay.
This is my spicy pick. Well, hey, look, I'm trying to give your viewers them hits. So if they run the parlay and the parlay hits, we gave it to them. So no excuses. All right. So Detroit Lions, right? Then we got the Washington Commanders. And all this is money line. So Detroit, Commanders, Vikings, Bengals, Ravens, Falcons, 49ers, Jaguars, Saints, Seattle, Miami Dolphins, Green Bay Packers, Raiders.
What's the mama doing?
Eagles, Giants, and Jets. So you get
some good picks.
Yeah, I'll run it back from the bottom up. So Jets, Giants, Eagles, Raiders, Packers, Dolphins, Seahawks, Saints,
come here,
Jaguars, 49ers, Falcons, Ravens, Bengals, Vikings, Commanders, Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
So I'm just letting you know. So right now, I have $1 on that bet. It'll bring me back $12,000.
No shit.
Damn.
And last year I hit 2 of them. I hit 2 of them last year, and I only got to bet the last 2 weeks of the season because Maryland's betting laws didn't click immediately. But,
no.
yeah, so that's why I was like,
that's crazy,
bro. It was like in those 2 weeks, I hit a 10-bet parlay, and then the next week I hit a 16-bet parlay.
Oh.
The first one, I cashed out early. I cashed out at like $800 or $900, and it was $2,300, and it hit.
Oh.
I cashed out early. The second time I didn't. Second time I let that bitch ride out, $3,600.
Hey, sometimes it's good to be smart instead of let it ride. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie though. There's been a couple that I cashed out early, and it's a good thing I did.
Exactly.
I can't lie. I've sent a couple of those in the group chat, and well, I think the first group chat we had where I was cashing out early, and I got a couple of them. I think one for 500, and one was for like 650. And it was like if I wouldn't have cashed out right then, it would have dropped all the way down because the team immediately lost right after I cashed out.
Oh no!
Oh wow, that is crazy. That is crazy. But there you go, guys. There you go.
I am not last. How you doing? The draft order just popped up.
Yup, the draft order. I just randomized it. I just randomized it. So yup, that's what it is. And I'm not randomizing it anymore because it is 8 o'clock. So within the next hour, we will be live for this. We will be.
Who's picking?
Oh, that's my guy Jim. That's my homie Jim. He's another podcaster that I have. So so the people that's in the is Jim. And then is my cousin Dre. He's a big football fan. I think Roadrunners is Anthony Price. Tay-Rock 215, that's my brother. Mo Green, that's my brother. Nathan, he's part of the ASAP Sports Network. Then it's Mac. I don't know who Tay Bucks is. I don't know if my cousin was giving out the link, but Real Tagoons, you got the last pick, bro. Unfortunately. Real Tagoons. But the thing about Real Tagoons, though, he's going to strategize that because when you get the last pick, you get the first pick in the next round. So right. That kind of works, but
I'm like, at least I'm 10th to where, you know what I mean? There's a chance I might get one of the two players I really want in the first round. So, and then worst case scenario, I get one almost, you know what I mean? My second pick is pretty quick. So at least I'll get a top somebody.
But it's all good, y'all. Another episode in the books. Wednesday would be episode 70 of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show. 70 episodes, y'all. 70. Crazy, man. But once we get to that 100th episode, then I'm going strictly into, I'll probably go into season 2, but I'm not too sure. I think I'll wait until the next NFL season to go into season 2 or probably the next NBA season. If I could get to 100 episodes by the NBA season, then I'll probably start season 2 of the Darion Hopkins Sports Show that way. But thank you, Tony, for coming on to the show, bro. If you ever want to come back on, just let me know, man. It's been fun having you on. It's been fun having all of you on. Thanks to everybody in the chat. And I will see y'all less than an hour for the fantasy draft. So make sure y'all tune into that at 9 o'clock. We out. Peace out. Love and blessings. And go Tennessee.